We do not usually combine concerts, but as Mrs. Orland said, this is our first time performing a live concert in 3 years. And because the intermediates did not have this opportunity last year, and the first concert is really, really fun, we wanted to let them join in. So this is called our progress concert. It is where we show you all the progress that we have made. So we're going to take you back to the very first lesson. They didn't know how to put their instruments together. They didn't know how to make a sound. They didn't know where to put their fingers, but they did not care. They were excited, and it looked and sounded like this. During the first couple weeks, it was our job to turn that chaos into our first couple notes. So we learned how to play about 3 notes, and we hammered away at those 3 notes for about a month. After a few weeks, we were able to put those notes together, and we would like to play them for you now. We also learned how to read music in our first weeks of lessons, and we learned about whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, what they meant, how to count, how to tap our toes, all sorts of different things. So as we were able to put all those together, it became time for us to learn the quintessential band song, Hot Cross Buns. If you've not been in band and you haven't played Hot Cross Buns. And if you have played Hot Cross Buns, I can pretty much guarantee you were in band. So we learned that song. It was our first brag tag that they played for me. So we're going to have our first section featured today, featuring the flutes. The flutes actually had to learn Hot Cross Buns 3 times. The flute is a bit of a challenge because they hold their instrument to the side and you blow across it instead of into it. So the first thing they learned to do was play Hot Cross Buns with just a mouthpiece. Then they learned how to play it with just 3 fingers. Then they learned how to play it with D, C, and B flat, which are the band notes, and they have to move a lot of fingers in order to get that to happen. So here are the flutes performing Hot Cross Buns. The intermediates will show off in a moment. So good job, our beginners. Everyone would like to perform Hot Cross Buns for you now. for the intermediates to show off, students in their second year of playing were able to perform at the Hunting Ridge Veterans Day Assembly. They got to perform for the entire school. We performed for the school as they were walking in and getting set up for the assembly. You may know that Hunting Ridge is a very large school, and because of that, they got to play this song 10 times in a row. So, our percussionists are busily and quickly as possible running to their new instruments for this song, the red, the white, and the blues. And as they're doing that, I did want to give a shout out tonight. Our snare drummer was sick today, and we really need a snare drummer on this song. So at the last minute, I had a 6th grader step up. Kenzie, wave those sticks in the air. She learned this song today, and she's rocking it. Beginners and intermediates together. As we said, we perfected our first 3 notes for quite a while. Then we were able to move on and learn 2 more notes. Once they knew 5 notes, they could play a lot of melodies, and it got a lot more fun. That really difficult part in the beginning finally gave way to playing songs, and I hope you've heard at home some of these melodies that they've learned. So we're going to play for you next, Merrily We Roll Along, Jingle Bells, Good King Wenceslas, and Dreidel. And I will have a few more section features here, and I just realized I never let the flutes have their full glory from Hot Cross Buns. So flutes, could you stand up now, since you didn't get to stand up? Sorry. So our trumpets are going to be the next feature. They will perform for you. Merrily We Roll Along. This is the 5th grade trumpets. Then we will all perform it after that. you. This one showcases their amazing ability to count rhythms and to stay silent when we get to a rest. This is a big challenge for us. We want to play, play, play. We never want to stop. So here is dreidel, dreidel. I'm going to keep talking a minute because the percussionists have to move again. It's a big job being a percussionist. They always have a new instrument to play. They're moving around, getting set. They look ready. All right, here is dreidel, dreidel. Next up, we will be showcasing our 6th grade intermediates again. They will play their holiday songs up on the housetop. While they are doing that, 6th grade intermediate parents, just a heads up for you, they've been performing out of a book called Sound Innovations. I'm sure you've seen it at your house. Yours is blue. That's what they've had since 5th grade. These 6th graders are just about to finish up that blue book. So starting in the new year in January, they're going to move into book 2, which is the red one. It's exactly the same book, Sound Innovations. So you can get it on Amazon, you can get it at any music store, but just so you know, they will be needing that in January. We'll be moving into our 2nd book to get ready for junior high. Okay? All right. As we set up for our next song, we're moving through, making more progress. After a few more weeks, the students were ready to learn another note. There's 6 notes. This one was a doozy. It was up high for brass players. They really had to use a lot of air. This one took quite a bit of practice. Once they were able to play 6 notes, we were able to move on to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Jolly Old St. Nicholas, which is a duet, so 2-part playing for our beginners, and Old MacDonald Had a Farm. We will be featuring several different groups. In Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, we will have a saxophone featured. During Jolly Old St. Nicholas, we will feature our strong clarinets over here. And then during Old MacDonald, we will feature our percussionists who've been working really hard to move from instrument to instrument back there. while they're finishing setting up, I do want to give a big thank you. It took a lot to get this performance out tonight. We have our administration here that I am very thankful for. They are extremely supportive. They've even helped getting all of your cars in here, helping with directing traffic. They are always very responsive, and just like me, they love to see a lot of kids in the program, which we do have a great number here today, and I'm so glad for that. Our custodial staff is amazing here. I don't know if all of you have met them, but this school always looks sparkling, clean, and beautiful. And they set up all of these chairs today starting at 5 o'clock. So they had a very short window, and they were awesome. So I do want to thank them. And most importantly, I want to thank you because I know that you put a huge commitment into this. Trust me. I went through the management program, of course, as a child, and I realized there's the rental, there's the dropping your child off, there's the fights because practicing does not always come easily and they don't always want to do it, but I very, very much appreciate everything you put into it, and I appreciate that you understand how important this is to them and how wonderful this is for their development. I really believe that playing an instrument is one of the best things that you can have them learn to do. So, with no further ado, we are going to now present you with our 6-note song, starting with Twinkle Twinkle, featuring the saxophones from 5th grade. Our 5th grade percussion, performing Old MacDonald Had a Farm. As we continue to move forward in the book, they learned more about reading music. Not just the notes, but they learned that there were other symbols within the music that they needed to recognize. This one uses a repeat sign. We've also learned that 6th graders have learned other ones such as first and second endings. They learn about dynamics, loud and soft. So here we have the percussion and they will showcase for you. Old MacDonald had a farm using a repeat sign, playing it 2 times. We're going to be featuring our 6th graders again in the intermediate group. The intermediates are going to perform a song titled Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer is a high energy piece that we've really enjoyed playing. They did begin it last year in 5th grade and wanted to perform it this year. As they continue setting up, I do want to point out that around the room there are QR codes. There's about 6 of them posted all around on the wall. 5th grade parents, registration for band for next year is now open. You do need to register your child now. I know that seems crazy because it's December and we're registering for next September. But this is the first phase where we find out who we need to be contacting. If you're not 100% sure if your child's doing it or not next year, I encourage you to please still fill out this QR code, still register them, because this is just the first step. This ensures that you get information about the band program for next year moving forward, okay? So if you're not sure how to do it, you just go in the campus portal, but this QR code around the room will take you there. All right, here is Dragon Slayer. okay? We would like to finish up this evening with a few of our greatest hits. We're going to start off the first one with a special effect that they came up with. So don't be shocked at the end of the song, there is a special effect that they made. We won't even tell you the name of this one, we'll let it be a surprise. Our second piece will be Baby Shark. And after Baby Shark, we will end with a song that I believe you know is true. The title of our last song is We Will Rock You. And boy, have they rocked tonight, right? All right. Here we go. That does conclude our concert for the evening. I would like, before we go, band students, if you could please give your parents a round of applause for all their support. And if we could give them one big last round of applause, please. I teach the best kids in the entire school. It's completely 100% true. After every morning rehearsal, they put away every chair, every stand, pick anything up off the floor that might have fallen during the rehearsal, and it's all perfect because they are awesome and extremely responsible. So I love working with these kids. I mean, I think as you can see, there are about 80 kids in front of me, and they are all doing exactly what's expected all the time because they're just that great. I love working with them. I'm very proud of you. I want to say thank you to all of you tonight. They are going to go ahead and put away their instruments. Then they will find you, okay? Some of them have instruments on the stage, some of them come here. But thank you again for coming out, and thank you for your support.